I want to show you the robber variant of Domus Domini. What we need, therefore, are trees, and we have 4 of them. The robbers hide behind the trees. The trees are placed for the first time at the end of round 1, after the scoring and the tailor payment has been done. What we see is the situation after 1 round for 2 players. The first tree is placed near the field where the card of the last player stopped at the end of the round. And then the other 3 are placed near the fields upwards. The effect of the robbers behind the trees is at the end of round 2 for the first time. After the trees have been placed, the players take back their cards to their monastery. I now want to show you the effect of the trees and the robbers behind them, and therefore I show you the second round of this place. The starting player changes and the top card from the pile of the production increase cards is taken away so that the next production increase card is visible. And the special cards are rewarded. Player red receives the vegetable card, special card, for he has the best expanded garden. The cattle herder is given to the player with the best expanded cheese dairy. Both players have 10 food units, and in this case the cellarer decides which player gets the card. This is red, for he has a cellarer, and player yellow has no cellarer. The same situation is with the brewery. Both players have 0 food units, and the drunkard card is given to the red player. After that, the lay brothers came back from the work in the fields. So player red had 6 lay brothers there, and he receives 3 vegetable tokens for his lay brothers. Yellow had 4 lay brothers, and so he receives 2 vegetable tokens. And the players get back the money from the moneylender, that is the tailors for red, and he receives 2 tailors of interest. Yellow saved 9 tailors, the maximum, and he receives 3 tailors of interest. Now players go on with phase 2, in which player red has the chance to buy a new cellarer, but he decides not to do so. He receives 2 vegetables for free, for he has a gardener. After that, it's player yellow's turn. He decides he doesn't want to have a cellarer, but decides to buy 2 vegetable tokens for 1 tailor. Player red starts with phase 3 and invests 3 tailors to expand his garden. He saves 9 tailors. He sends 6 of his lay brothers to the work in the fields. And then he decides to hire another 2 lay brothers. He ends phase 3 with counting his units, that is 10, 50, 60, 70, places his card on the corresponding field of the playing board, street to Cluny. Player yellow invests 1 tailor to increase his cheese dairy and invests 2 tailors to increase his brewery. He saves 9 tailors and sends his lay brothers to the work in the fields. Then he decides to buy a doghouse for 1 tailor, and he buys a watchdog for 1 vegetable token. He receives 20, 40, 50 food units during this round and places his card on the playing board. In phase 4, players have the chance to send lay brothers begging against other players. But this is only possible if the other player is in front of you on the street or is on the same field. So there's no chance for red to use this possibility now. But red has the drunkard special card. This can be used against any other player. So he plays this card against yellow, and yellow goes 3 steps behind. But yellow has a watchdog, and so he can protect his card against the drunkard. But the watchdog card goes back to the stock. In the next phase, it's phase 5, players may move their card by investing vegetable tokens. Red does so and moves his cards 2 places, and he uses the vegetable card to move another 3 fields. Yellow uses his 4 vegetable tokens and moves 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. In phase 6, the lay brothers in the monastery have to be defeated. Player red has to give 1 of its vegetable tokens. The lay brothers of player yellow are in the fields, and so he does not need to feed them. In phase 7, the scoring is done. Player red's card is on the field 120, and so he receives 12 letters of indulgence. Player yellow is on the field 90, and so he receives 9 letters of indulgence. After that, the tailors are given to the players. Player yellow's card is on the last position, and so he receives the tailors first. That means he receives 7 tailors. The red player receives 5 tailors. If a player stands near a tree after the tailors have been given to the players, the robbers take 2 of his tailors, but in this case the players have been able to avoid the fields. At the end, the trees are placed again, starting with the first tree near the last card, and the other trees are set in front of it.